What's up, guys? Alvaro here, and welcome back to the Bilingual Stock Market channel. Let's go ahead and talk about some stocks and about what happened today in the markets. And as usual, on Tuesdays, today I am going to be filming my video with my friend Mario. What's up, bro? How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How you been?
Doing pretty well, man. Enjoying this beautiful bear market.
I
So,
am pretty sure you do.
bro, it's been rough out there for the Bulls, right?
I don't think you're a bull, though.
I mean, I have changed my mind. Like, I am kind of adapting to the current circumstances, and that's what every single person that is actively participating in the markets should be
True.
doing. Okay, so if the
True.
markets go lower, you have to
hmm
be a bear, and if the markets go higher, you have to stop fighting the trend and
Yeah.
put on your bullshit.
Bear costume.
So there
Yeah.
you go. Yeah, that's what participating in this business looks like. So, bro, today we are having, or we closed the trading session with a 7-day losing streak for the NDX. It's been rough
hmm
out there. We have an Apple event tomorrow, so they are going to be rolling out a new iPhone with a bunch of new colors. If you know what I mean, right?
Innovation.
Like, yeah, like
Innovation.
innovation, right? A bunch of new colors. We have Powell speaking on Thursday at 9 a.m. I think that is going to be an interview or something like that.
Yep.
And tomorrow we're going to have a bunch of Fed members talking. We have Birkin, we have Master, we have Brainerd.
hmm
So we have a lot on the table as of now. This is by far the worst month of the year for the markets. The markets usually go lower until October 15. So we can make the case
Wow.
that the next 45 days are going to be rough. So what are you thinking about?
I kind of agree with you. To be honest, like we can see much lower prices because the wall of worries, it's just getting bigger and
Oh,
bigger
yeah.
as the day passes.
hmm
And every time bulls get a kind of relief from one wall of worry, the other one pops up. So, I mean, they were relieved by the fact that the inflation was slowing down. And then all of a sudden, we got hit with bam, energy crisis.
Yeah.
So it's just like a never-ending story, just bad news after bad news, just coming back again in an already weakened economy. So
Yeah.
I won't be surprised if they pummel it lower. So not gonna lie. So let's see.
Do you have any specific target to the downside when it comes to the S&P 500?
My
Because
first target will be testing June
because
lows.
let me tell you something. This guy Mike Wilson with Morgan Stanley
hmm
said today he
hmm
put out a report or something that
hmm
his best case scenario, and I repeat, best case scenario is 3,400 points for the S&P 500. He was like, if the bulls get lucky, we are going to see 3,400. And he said, my opinion, I think that the S&P 500 might be bottoming out at 3,000 points. So do you see that happening throughout this year?
I mean, yeah, kind of.
There you go. I mean, not what you wish, what you think.
It's not about me wishing, but I don't know about the price targets particularly, but I can see why he's making that case, to be honest, but I do kind of agree with him. So there is no relief in sight, not until the foreseeable future. Like they say, market is forward looking and they price in good news. Forward
Yeah,
looking to what?
yeah,
Nothing to look forward to. So
yeah.
at least on a short-term basis. So
Where's the good news as of now, right? I mean, we are waiting
none of
for
them.
the CPI on September 13. That is going to obviously move the markets. Do you
Yep.
think that Powell is going to create a lot of volatility on Thursday? I mean,
Of course,
can
like
he sound more hawkish relative to Jackson Hole? Because he
I mean,
sounded, oh my goodness, that dude did sound hawkish
yep. I
um,
mean, he got to
at the
though.
Jackson Hole meeting.
He
So
got to though, didn't he?
yeah,
Like kind of, he got to sound hawkish because the
because the
markets
markets
are
were going
already.
higher and higher and higher, and that's obviously the opposite that the Federal Reserve wants in order to
Yep.
control inflation. So yeah, he
hmm
had to do what he had to do.
Yep.
So are you getting puts or something into Thursday because of Powell, or do you think that this event
Depends.
is going to be kind of neutral?
I don't like to swing in these types of markets. I'm just day trading and scalping for now. So I honestly, I care about what he says, but when it comes to price move, I just gonna take it on a day-to-day basis. I'm not gonna hold on to anything overnight, and yeah, that's a risky business for me, especially when the VIX is this high. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna get whipsawed over and over.
Yeah, and the Dixie is absolutely out of control, bro. Do you want to pull up a chart of the Dixie? What are you thinking about?
Oh yeah, sure.
Go
Just
ahead,
a
buddy.
minute. Let me
Take the
share
screen over.
this screen.
Show me
So
what you
let's
got.
take a
Let's talk
look.
about the
Dixie,
mechanics of the
Dixie.
markets. This is insane. We're seeing prices when it comes to the US dollar that we haven't seen in 20 years.
Yep.
And this is
So
obviously affecting the you know the economy of the world as a whole,
mhm.
obviously. So if the Dixie keeps on going higher, we are very likely to see lower prices when it comes to the S&P 500 and the X and so forth.
Mhm.
So do you think that this beast is coming down?
I mean, the Dixie is pushing like this. It's going to impact the earnings of a lot of companies which deal on a global basis,
Mm-hmm.
like because of the forex currency exchange pairs. I mean, like their profit margins come down to a massive extent because if the dollar is pushing higher and higher and higher,
Mm-hmm.
they got to pay more to like, make the same amount of profits, whatever they used to get before. So that might reflect on the earnings report in the upcoming quarter if the dollar doesn't chill
Could
out
be.
here.
Yeah.
So, and especially if when the companies like Microsoft and Apple get impacted by this, it's going to impact the S&P 500 and Nasdaq as well
Yeah,
because
and
that's
and
something to
something
keep an
that
eye
is
out for.
worth to be pointed out here,
Hmm.
and listen to this information, guys. The Dixie is inversely correlated to the markets, and why? Well, because the Dixie is some sort of mirror of what the markets are waiting for in monetary terms. Okay, so if the Dixie goes higher, that implies that the Fed is going to be very aggressive, monetary wise, and obviously that let's say that shrinks the supply of dollars in the world, and that's obviously something that puts downwards pressure over the indices. So for the most part, whenever you guys see the Dixie going higher, that implies that if you are about to take a long trade, if you're about to start a long position, the most likely outcome is going to be that you're going to be opening the trade and the stock that you just purchased or that you are about to purchase is going to go lower. So this is very important when it comes to the mechanics of the markets. The Dixie goes higher, stocks go lower. So you have to keep that in mind because this is a reflection of how tight or of how strict the monetary policy of the Fed is going to be looking like, and a very tight and strict monetary policy of the Fed has to do with the liquidity of the market and with higher interest rates, which are obviously very negative for most companies out there, right?
So I don't know if it's going to impact the equity markets or not, but it is impacting gold and
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
commodity space in a massive way.
Mm-hmm.
Because the one thing which is getting slapped for every green candle Dixie had, it's gold
Mm-hmm.
and silver.
The precious metals
Uh,
in general terms.
yep.
Yeah, and
Precious
commodities as well. But
metals.
in the case of in the case of oil, we have a special condition now. The OPEC
Hmm.
announced today a cut of 100,000 barrels a day,
Hmm.
and that is kind of helping oil. But other than oil, most of the commodities out there and most of precious metals suffer
Getting
or are under
slammed.
pressure whenever the Dixie goes higher.
Yep. Oh,
Hmm.
looks like oil gave away all the gains which it had in the morning, though.
Hmm. Yeah, because the Dixie went on
So,
an absolute tear,
hmm
on
so
an absolute tear. And if you take a look at TNX, Mario, the 10-year Treasury yield,
yeah.
that is also a mechanical factor that is putting a lot of downwards pressure over the markets.
Oh
Take a look at
my
that beast, man. Unbelievable.
days.
Hmm.
Wow, we're up like 3.5% today.
Unbelievable.
Wow. Looks like we
That's
can push all the way to 3.48-ish
if
on 10-year.
if that happens, 3,900 is going to be taken out by the Bears, most likely. If we
Yeah, it's
happen to
gonna
see that
cause
push.
pressure in the tech. Yep.
Correct, correct, absolutely. And remember, guys, that TNX or the 10-year Treasury yield is inversely correlated mostly to growth stocks, tech stocks, and higher multiple stocks in general terms.
And bonds.
Correct, and bonds, absolutely correct, exactly.
Oh, TLT made a new 52-week low,
Yep.
looks like.
Don't tell me, I got calls. I am swinging those calls. So those calls expired in January or December. So yeah. What are you thinking about the SPY, Mario? Because the Bulls held. Did they held
390?
390?
Yeah,
They did, right?
390.33. Yep, they held it on the last candle. The last candle saved them with a huge volume.
And they closed the trading session above last Friday's close. So that's kind of positive. But this is an ugly looking short, Mario. You need to give me that.
Very much so. Very much so.
So what are you thinking here? What are you thinking about here? And full disclosure, I don't own any puts. No, that's a lie. Of course I have puts here. Full disclosure. Okay, I am swinging some puts. Okay.
So for now, 390.31, very important. So which also is supposed to be the Friday's lows. We held on to it into the close today. If they open above it, came back and ran a test and held it as support, 390 in itself, we can run a test all the way to 394 again, which was the highs of today.
Yeah.
So anywhere, I mean, highs of today, really? Yeah, more or less. Yep. Yeah. So if they break
fell
under
on 2 or 3 occasions, right? At 390.
Yep. 1, 2, 3 times actually on the same place. So if they break above it, then we can keep an eye out for 395 and 398 and then like 400 to the upside. But as long as price is about 390, the probability for 394, 395 or like 398 all or higher. But if they break under 390, watch out for today's lows, which is at 388.50-ish zone. And then below that, we're watching for 387 and 385.
I like that scenario, the last one that you just pointed out. Okay, Mario, do you think that since seasonality is in favor of the birds, because September is just kicking off, do you think that every single rip is going to be sold?
Yeah, I agree, because like I personally believe as long as price is under 400, every single rip is going to be sold. I mean, you can see the price action on Friday, what happened over there. They gapped up in a big time after the payrolls.
And
immediately
they felt miserably over 410, I think. Yeah, terrible.
No, not 410. Somewhere around 401. 401-ish.
401, correct. Exactly.
Got taken down to the woodsheds. They consolidated here for a while. No buyers showed up, and they just immediately took it down to the woodsheds to the close.
Yeah. So basically, the trend is down. Sellers are in control, and on top of that, we are dealing with the worst month of the year. So most likely, in regular market conditions, every single rip is going to be sold. Most likely. That doesn't imply that that's an absolute truth and that we are going to go to 3,000, as Mike Wilson says. But things aren't looking any good for the Bulls over here.
I agree.
Triple Q, Mario, please.
Now, the fun part I want to add here, April was supposed to be one of the most bullish months. They took that down to the woodsheds this year. Imagine September,
which is the
worst month of the year.
Yeah, odds aren't in favor of the Bulls over here.
Take a
look at this ugly looking chart, Mario. Jesus Christ! By the way, the Bulls were able. I think that they closed above 12,000 points in the NDX. I think they did. So that's something kind of positive.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, 12,015 is where they closed.
By a hair, man. By a hair. So, Triple Q, what are you thinking about over here?
Look like they held 290 today. And all right, 290 and 89 is the lows of today. But they got rejected at 293.53, 293.56. And they closed under it, which is not a good sign. QQQ closed under Friday's low, unlike SPY. So that is not a good sign. We might come down all the way to run a test to the 290 again tomorrow, most likely. But if they gap it above and if the overnight session was higher and if they gap the markets higher, watch out for 293.56 and 295 to the upside to follow.
And something that you guys have to keep in mind is that tomorrow we have the Apple event. So they are a very amazing technology event in which they are going to be rolling out new colors for the iPhone, right? So keep in mind that Apple usually goes lower during any event to announce a new iPhone or iPad or whatever. So if Apple goes down, you
So
can
will the
be like
market.
100% sure that both the S&P 500 and the NDX are very likely to take a hit as well, right? And by the
Yep.
way, usually these kind of events of Apple start at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time,
Yep.
usually. So we might see some sort of volatility because of Apple at around noon. So keep that in mind as well. Okay.
Yep.
And speaking of the devil, I think, right?
Yeah, for now, Apple looks like not so good either because 154 is barely holding on to as support for today's session. If they break under, we can watch out for 152 real quick, 152.61-ish. And if they have a massive pop to the upside, watch out for 157 to the upside to act as resistance.
And this thing closed below last Friday's close, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
100%. Yeah, it went down today.
Fridays, yeah, Friday's lows were somewhere around 154.61.
Yeah, sellers
So,
in absolute control of this tape
yep.
by a long shot.
Oh, my
Okay.
bad. Friday's low was at 155. Yeah, they pummeled it down.
Yeah, the burst took out
They
the
tried
lows.
to break above it today multiple times, which is around 155. They got rejected immediately.
Okay, there you go. So not a good looking chart, and keep in mind that this stock usually goes lower during its events about new iPhones and iPads and new colors for the iPhones and stuff like that. Okay.
I mean, I wish people understand innovation though. New colors.
They're going to be announcing. They're going to be rolling out, new colors. So it's a great company, man. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at Nvda, please. Nvda. And dude, what a massacre. Take a look at that. Jesus Christ. It held 133 today, which is
133.55, yeah.
Yeah.
Lows of Friday.
Correct. And that's also a previous low, Mario, back from, I think, June, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, no. June lows was somewhere around 140.
Oh, so it took out, but it is a previous low, I think.
Previous lows for June actually, like the 133.50 was kind of lows.
That's a previous
from
support or
September.
resistance back from maybe last year.
I think so. Let me see.
There you go.
Yep, it was a resistance. Yep.
Correct.
So level to watch out for 133.35-ish. If they pummel it lower, watch out for the lows of September 1st as 132.73, and it's gonna splash down straight to 128. The good thing about Nvidia is it has some cushion to the downside if they come crashing down. The 200 SMA on weekly is sitting at 126-ish levels, and the 50 SMA on monthly is sitting somewhere around 123. So if you want to go long, you can take your risk at the levels at 125 to 123 levels. You can always set your stops at 120 and below. And yeah, that might be a good trade. Like, I mean, you can have your risk managed, and if you caught the bottom, good for you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, or if you're thinking about the long term, like the long term, guys, long term, 5 or 10 years out, and you like the company, if you did your research work, there you go. This company's this stock must be like 55% of the highs. So this might be an opportunity without chasing a downtrend. So if you happen to pick up some shares over here and the stock goes lower, don't buy more shares. Okay, don't average down on losing positions.
I kind of like it at $70 though.
Jesus Christ, come on, man. Give me AMD, please, and let's wrap it up.
I mean, it's the
$70
COVID lows.
It's a COVID. No, come on.
It's
what
a
are you
COVID
looking
highs.
for on the NDX?
It's the COVID highs. If NDX comes to run a test of the COVID highs, where do you think Nvidia is going to go? $70.
Jesus Christ.
I like it there.
Yeah, maybe.
But I'll still establish some positions over here at 120-ish, 123-ish. But $70, I love it.
But what the guys have to be mindful of is the fact that this chart is absolutely broken from a technical standpoint. Okay, so if you want to
that's
add
why
shares,
I always said
correct, for the long term, you have to be patient. And if you happen to open a position on Nvidia and the stock goes lower, if you weren't able to catch the bottom, do not average down. Okay, please do yourself a favor, guys. All right. Okay.
That's why I said, right, like if you're going to go long at 125 to 123-ish levels, set your stops at 120.
Correct.
If you got it wrong,
set a stop loss. Correct. Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
If you're wrong, you can always exit for $3 loss instead of holding it all the way to $70 again.
Yeah.
It's like $50
Yeah, because
loss.
sometimes it happens that you set a stop loss. I mean, if you're thinking about the long term, so you
Mhm.
put a stop loss, the stock goes lower,
Mhm.
you get stopped out, and right after that, the stock just turns around and never looks back. So if you
Yep.
don't want to be involved in that situation, you can pick up some shares and don't chase a
Yep.
downtrend over here. Okay.
Exactly.
AMD, please, and let's wrap it up, Mario.
Same market, same bullshit,
Oh
same
yeah, same market.
semiconductors.
Yeah.
Barely held on to 78.55
Yeah.
here.
72 is an
This
interesting spot
close.
here, right? Despite the
Yep.
fact that this is a very ugly looking chart.
Yeah, like it's like 73.86 to 72.50-ish levels is important. But if you look at the weekly charts, I think that's where the $70 range is where the 200 SMA is on. And if you take a look at the monthly charts, 67-ish, $68 is where the monthly 50 SMA is at. So I
That's an
won't be
important
surprised
spot
if we
there.
get there.
That's an
Mhm.
important spot. All right.
Yep.
But in summary, another very ugly looking chart. So be careful, guys. And since we don't know when the markets are going to bottom out, you need to have cash aside, and you need to obviously manage your risk. Never open positions that are too big relative to the overall size of your portfolio. That's critical, absolutely critical. So don't try to become a millionaire overnight. It isn't going to
Yep.
happen. Basically.
Never.
There you go. So, bro, thank you very much for joining me
Appreciate
today
it.
once again, and let's see what happens. This is going to be a very fun. Do you want to pull up your screen completely, Mario?
Oh yeah, sure.
I have it. You're minimized here.
Take
There
over.
you go. So, by the way, before we close out the video, Mario, let me go ahead and take a look at the market structure of the stocks that we just went over. So,
Yep.
Apple, this got to be a very ugly looking market structure. Oh, yeah. 1 out of 10. And we have a fall in demand. I would say a collapse in demand. And we have a supply above demand. So, this might imply that Apple still has an appointment with lower prices. Let me go ahead and take a look at Nvda. I forgot to check on this, but we can do it quickly here before we wrap it up. So Nvidia, 1 out of 10. The market structure sentiment, very ugly looking market structure, a collapse in demand, and a supply that is way above the demand. This is another stock that could go lower according to its market structure. And lastly, let me take a look at Advanced Micro Devices, AMD. It got to be the same structure. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, it is. 1 out of 10. And we have a fall in demand. We also can see over here a fall in supply, but that is yet still above the demand. So I don't know, bro. I think that the markets still have an appointment with lower prices. So Mario, tell the guys about our Discord chat and your Patreon.
Right, so I do have a Patreon, I do have a Discord. If you guys are interested, check it out. Link is down below in the description. You'll get a daily updates on SPY, QQQ, and trade ideas that I'm watching on a day-to-day basis. Go ahead, check it out. Alva is a part of the server as well, so you'll find a great value in there.
Absolutely, and we're going live, right? We're going to on the live chat. We did it yesterday. Last night, in order to go over stocks and discuss about the markets and stuff like that. Yep. We have a bunch of very good traders. So if you want to join our community, go ahead and take a look at the link that is down below in the description box of this video. And Mario also has a YouTube channel. The link, very, very, very entertaining videos. So go check it out. The link is also down in the description box. So thanks, buddy. It looks like we are going to have a lot of fun throughout September. So yeah, so be it. Thanks, buddy. Take care, guys.
Thanks for having me.
See you on Thursday. Bye.